This video might be the most in-depth Chinese lesson you'll get online. I will teach you one text that I learned personally in my school years, and I will break it down sentence by sentence. I will break it down sentence by sentence for you from the pronunciation and to grammar and further writing techniques. But don't be worried if you're just starting out. I still will cover the basic parts. So this video will be in three parts. First, I'm going to read it for you so you will know the correct pronunciation and a general overall about the text. And then I will start to break it down sentence by sentence. So you know the structure, you know the pronunciations, you know the characters in there, the terms, okay? And finally, based on the text, based on the sentence, I will add something that's commonly seen or you might see it as a problem. Okay, I will explain that more. So you might want to save this video for later because it will be really long. And that'll be all. Let's just get it started. Okay, now let's see about this text. Okay, this text is written by here, Ye Shentao. He's a famous writer and educator in China. It's relatively easy. It appeared in the first semester of my 4th grade. So the title of this text is 爬山虎的脚, which 爬山虎 is this plant. It should be called Boston ivy or creeping ivy, I think, in English. So it has this little foot that can climb on the wall and grow up against it. So this little foot is actually the title. 爬山虎 is these plants' Chinese name. It literally means a tiger that's climbing up the hill. And the 脚 means its foot. Okay, so I'll start reading. 爬山虎的脚。学校操场北边墙上满是爬山虎，我家也有爬山虎。从小院的西墙爬上去，在房顶上占了一大片地方。爬山虎刚长出来的叶子是嫩红的，不几天叶子长大就变成嫩绿的。爬山虎的嫩叶不大引人注意，引人注意的是长大了的叶子。那些叶子绿得那么新鲜，看着非常舒服。叶尖一顺朝下，在墙上铺得那么均匀，没有重叠起来的，也不留一点空隙。一阵风拂过，一墙的叶子就漾起波纹，好看得很。以前我只知道这种植物叫爬山虎，可不知道它怎么能爬。今年我注意了，原来爬山虎是有脚的。爬山虎的脚长在茎上，爬山虎的脚长在茎上，茎上长叶柄的地方，背面伸出枝状的6、7根细丝，每根细丝像蜗牛的触角，细丝跟新叶子一样，也是嫩红的。这就是爬山虎的脚。爬山虎的脚触着墙的时候，6、7根细丝的头上就变成小圆片，扒住墙。细丝原先是直的，现在弯曲了，把爬山虎的嫩茎拉一把，使它紧贴在墙上。爬山虎就是这样一脚一脚的往上爬。如果你仔细看那些细脚，你就会想起图画上蛟龙的爪子。爬山虎的脚要是没触着墙，不几天就萎了，后来连痕迹也没有了。触着墙的细丝和小圆片逐渐变成灰色。不要瞧不起那些灰色的脚，那些脚扒在墙上相当牢固，要是你的手指不费一点劲，休想拉下爬山虎的一根筋。So this is the first paragraph. of the whole text, right? You can see here, first paragraph. So how do you say a paragraph in Chinese? The paragraph in Chinese is we called 自然段. Zhiran means nature or nature. 自然 means nature, okay? And 段 means block or just paragraph. So here is what we call a writing paragraph in China. It'll be this thing. And what is the difference from English paragraph to a Chinese paragraph? You can see here the typical Chinese writing paragraph that starts with two blanks. It means you have 2 characters distance from the beginning to show that it's the beginning of the paragraph. You can see here, you can see here, you can see here, you can see here. Okay. So when it's beginning of a paragraph, you leave it for 2 characters space and you start here with the third. And on the next line, then you just fill it. Now this will be the basic component of writings paragraph 自然段. Now let's go to the first sentence here. Let's mark the pinyin first. So now you all can read it now. 学校操场北边墙上满是爬山虎. So what does this sentence mean? Here, the first to here. 学校操场北边墙上. Here is a place. It means at the north wall of school's playground. Now, here's a difference I can explain to you in English and Chinese. In English, when you describe something, especially a place, you tend to go from small to big, right? Small to big. For example, when you say your address, you will say I live in this building, at this block, at this city, in this country, right? You go from small to big, but in Chinese, you go from big to small. So the same thing, say where I live, I would say I would live in which country to which province is in China, and to which city, to which block, which street, to which building. Okay, we go from big, more general places to small, more specific places. Okay, here is the same. The first is a school, and here is the playground, and here's the north wall. Here, north wall. You can see is the largest place, the second largest, and the smallest, most specific place. Okay. So here I put a dash here, is to show you something called 断句. 断句。断句 means when to pause when you speak a sentence, when you read a sentence, where the pauses are. Of course, there's really small pauses. This will come in handy when you read ancient literatures or more classical Chinese. There will be a specific questions for us when we learn classic poetry texts. The ancient Chinese texts do not have comma period, so people just find this where to pause, so they can read it and get its real meaning. So here I make this pause by the term. Okay, school is a single term, playground is a single term, north is a single term, on the wall is a single term. Okay. And next is 满是. 满是 means is follow something. It's the same as 全是. And 爬山虎. And this is except that you can also use 都是. They all mean the same thing. Okay, 满是都是. These three can all mean the same thing. They all refer to something as somewhere is follow something. And this sentence is one of the most simple, direct sentence structure. Well, at one place, there is something. Okay, you can imitate that. So, for instance, you can say 公园里都是人. It's the same structure. 公园里 means the place. In the park, in this case. In the park, okay, 公园里. In the park, 都是满是. It's the same thing. Okay. Is follow. Then is people. Is people. The park is follow people. We do not use this at the way around, okay? You often put the place at the beginning and put the object at the end at this structure. So you can make up all your own sentences like this to express somewhere is follow something. Let's take a look at the second sentence. 我家也有爬山虎，从小院的西墙爬上去，在屋顶上占了一大片地方。我家 means my home, my house. 也有 direct translation would be to have. 也 means to. 有 means have. So in English, you can say something and add to, right? And the to in Chinese would be 也. But in Chinese, we could not put this character at the end of a sentence. That would be wrong. Okay. So when you say I too have something, is I too have, or I too something. Okay. You cannot say I have that too, or I do what too. Maybe like one classic line, I love you. I love you. And reply, well, I love you too, right? I love you too. In Chinese, it will be 我 爱. Subject, verb, object, right? Simplest. So when you express I love you too, it will be 我也爱你. Subject plus 也, which is too, right? Also. Plus verb plus object. Remember this, you could not put this one at the end. That's just basic sentence structure on how you can say I have something too, okay? Or I also got something. So get back. So this sentence is actually a variation of I have in my house. In my house, I also have this ivy too, right? In my house, I have this ivy too. 从小院的西墙爬上去。从 is at the start from or follow. So here it should be like follow the west wall and climbed up. 从小院 is little yard. 从小院的西墙爬上去。It followed, it starts from the west wall of the yard and climbed up. 爬 means climb. 上去 means up. 上 means up. 去 means go. So up go, 上去. Up go, up go. Okay. And going down, 下去. Down, go. Okay. You can simply remember these two. Will be this line. When it's up, you stand at the above. When it's down, you stand at the bottom. So there's a 上 and there's 下. Okay. 去 is just go. And 在房顶上占了一大片地方. Here actually, because this whole sentence, if you make these all period, then these two sentences are lack of its subject, right? But with this is the whole subject. 我家也有爬山虎. Also, the subject will be the ivy in my house, right? So these two following sentences, their subject is all this ivy. So this ivy climbed up from the west wall of this yard of my yard, and the ivy occupied occupied a large place at the roof. So here again, here means roof. 房顶, 房 is house. 顶 means top. House top. That's roof, right? 在 means at some place, on some place. At, on, some place, depending on the place in English. These two are different. 占了. Le means something is completed. Okay, like 完成了. Le means this 完成 is complete. Okay. 完成了. So it 占 means occupied. And a large place, 一大片. 一大片 means a large place. 地方 is just place. Okay. So this ivy occupied a large place at the roof. And again, just like what I said in the first sentence, house top or roof is a larger place, and this occupied place is smaller, right? So we go larger to smaller. But in English, this sentence will be, it occupied a large portion of the place on the roof, right? It will be smaller to larger. So do not forget that. In English order, it will be 占了一大片地方在房顶上. It will be changed. But in Chinese, we say 在房顶上占了一大片地方. We go larger to small. Okay? We do not go this way round. Okay, now let's go to the first sentence of the second paragraph. Okay. 爬山虎刚长出来的叶子是嫩红的，不几天叶子长大就变成嫩绿的。This is also a simple sentence. The leaves of the ivy is the subject. One is something. So the first little part means the leaves that just grow out, the new leaves that just grow out of the ivy. The color is fresh red. Some days later, when it grows up, it becomes fresh green, light green, or 刚 means just now. It means happened really close or just happened. Okay. 刚, the one character is the same as two characters. 刚刚. So if you here use 刚刚, 爬山虎刚刚长出来的叶子, it's also correct because these two are the same meaning. You can see this one is short for two character. Okay. 长 means grow. This is a character with different pronunciations. It has two pronunciations. One is 长, one is 长. For 长 it means long. So it's adjective, right? When it's 长, it means grow. It's a verb. So here, obviously, 长出来 is a term, means grow out, or just grow. Grow up. So we know it pronounced 长. 长出来的叶子 leaf. So we know in English we have singular leaf and plural leaves. But in China we do not make a difference on the term or the noun itself that showcase its singular or plural form. Okay, you can say every term here is, you can use it both for singular or for plural. Well, here, even though it did not say it's singular or plural, we know the just growed leaves are many, right? But sometimes when it comes to cups, you can say I have lots of cups, or I have one cup. You can just say the number at the front. "我有一个 or 很多杯子。" Okay, so the 杯子 here is cup. "我有 means I have. I have one cup. You can see this sentence structure at the sentence before. Subject plus verb plus object. Somebody 有. At the other sentence it will be his house also has ivy, right? But here 有 I have cup. I have cups. 有很多 means a lot. Many. So 一个 means one. So I have a lot, many cups. I have one cup. But you can see we do not have difference here. We just change the number at the front. How many? Plus the object. And we do not need to change the object itself. It do not have singular or plural form difference. We just use how many. 是 is yes. Now we all know now. 嫩红 this is a type of color. 红 is red. 红的 is actually not read all the characters here. It should be full will be 嫩红色的 okay 嫩红色的 but we oftenly do not write this. We can just not write this. You can see this as a short for 嫩红色. So what does 嫩 mean? 嫩 is actually to describe something that just fresh come out. Okay, like we would describe a baby's skin is 嫩. Baby skin is 嫩. Or we can say somebody is just started working and his experience is 嫩. It just means that's fresh out, you know, just new, have this feeling of new, fragile, fresh. So for here, the leaves just grow out. So you can, you know, that when in some plants the leaf when it's grow out it's not actually green. It's fresh, light red or brown. It's like pink, like baby skin. No, so actually it's red, but you want to emphasize it's new, it's fresh, it's just came out, it's like baby skin. So 嫩红 红色 嫩红色的 or 嫩红的 okay. We oftenly just don't say one thing that's the whole. We often do say something that not all, you know. Like here, we did not say the whole sentence, the whole term 红色. It was ditched out. And in some cases, like the other day, somebody asked me, what does one sentence mean? Okay, this sentence 不如饭店的好吃. This should be the first tone. Okay, so this translated as this sentence should be translated as it is not as good as the restaurant's food. You can see here we didn't write the actual subject. Okay, the subject should be the meal. So here is restaurant, here is not as good as, but here we use饭店的 to represent the its whole should be restaurants food, right? Yes. The food. But we just say restaurants. If that translates to English, you might understand that the food in your house is not as good as the restaurants. We all know that the whole sentence should be not as good as restaurants' food, but we just don't say it. So this appears also in Chinese. We do not get the whole sentence. We use what the means s to represent the whole sentence. Use this to represent the whole sentence. So when you face to something like that, you can think, especially when something that like this happens, it will be have context, right? It will be the sentence before it, sentence after it. So if you look at that, then you can ask yourself, is that not the whole sentence? Did that just neglect something? Deleted some sentence, some information. Okay. So here next，不几天叶子长大，不几天 not a few days. Actually, it also it should add ho right after. Pronounced ho. It should be 不几天后 right? It should be a few days, not a few days later. But here it reads not a few days. The leaves grow up. Also 不几天 you actually can ditch this. It became 几天后. It's actually the same. It's the same meaning, but different writing habits. You could say that. You can see this in a lot of different texts in China. People just tended to write different terms for the same meaning. It's normally due to their grow up environment. In some places their accent, their dialect might use these type of terms more, so they will use that. And another places they might use other terms, so they'll become their writing habits using different terms to represent the same meaning. So we have this for 同义词. Tong means same. Tong means same. Yi means meaning. In here, okay, it has different meanings, but here it just means meaning. 词 it means term. So when I was growing up learning, at some period we were asked to like try to find different 同义, different terms mean the same thing by yourself. So here is one example. You will know when other people write it, it still means that meaning. You can try to do that in your spare time if you are interested. Now with AI, you can just type and it give you everything, right? 长大 means grow up. 长 means grow. I just said that. Here, these two is the same. So let me give you a tricky one. 长长 same character, two different pronunciations. 长, so I just talk about grow. 长 means long. So 长长, this term, it just means grow longer. Grow longer. Okay. 长长, but it's the same character. 就变成嫩绿的。嫩, I just said that. 绿 is green. 嫩绿的 here same as 嫩红的. It also 色 means color. Okay. 就变成 just turn into light green, fresh green. Okay, let's continue to the. So the next, I'll put the two together because there's not too many information here. So 爬山虎的嫩叶.嫩, as I said, it's to describe something is just fresh come out, looks fragile and new. So 嫩叶 is just for new leaves. 不太引人注意. 引人注意 here is idiom. Another one is 引人注目. No, I'm gonna change this one. Actually, these two are the same meaning. This is draw attention, and this is also draw attention, but focus on the eye. Catch your eye. Here, two together. 爬山虎的嫩叶, the new leaves of the ivy are not catching too many attention. The ones that catch attention are the ones that grow up. 长大. Remember what I just told? 大 means big. Grow big. Okay? 长大的叶子 is just for leaves. 那些叶子绿的那么新鲜. Remember to watch my another video about 3 的. I'll put the link down in the description. So briefly, this 的 has two different pronunciations. One is 得, one is 得. 得 means to get something, receive something. 得到 it just means to get. And 的 is one of 3 de's in Mandarin. And the use is adjective plus this the and plus okay. It's to describe how, in this case, this is green, right? Green. The leaves are green. How green is it? Here it says the green is so fresh. is to describe the grain. Also here 那么 just to describe something, the level is very high. Okay, it's the same as 非常 you can see it here. 那么和 and 非常 is actually the same meaning, means very, or here so fresh. 那么 so here I'm going to explain more is 那 and 拿. It just add one vertical, add one mouth over here, and this you can translate to that, and this is kind of what. 那 means something is clear. For example, I got a cup on the table. Okay, on the table. So I say that cup. I say 那个 that cup 那个杯子. That cup. Okay. So if the cup, where is it? I do not know. Or which one, I do not know. Then I will say 哪个 which cup. To say it easy, to say it to make it simpler, when you turn this into this, you turn this sentence into a question. This one is confirmed, and this one is not confirmed. Okay, you do not know which one. So the same here. We say 那里. Na, 那里 means there. You know what there means, right? If you maybe you just pointing your hands there, pointing your hands to there. Okay, but when it changed to this one, it just becomes where. Okay, this one's clear, confirmed. If this character, then it's not confirmed. And 那么 is used to describe the level. It's very. 看着非常舒服. Look at it, it feels really comfortable to look at. 舒服. 舒服. You can use this to describe a lot of things. We use this to describe everything you can think of that makes you feel comfortable or makes you feel good. For example, you look at a text or poem. You read it and you feel really good. You like it. But sometimes you just don't know how to say like sometimes you are not like it very much. It feel good to read, so you can use 舒服. But you need to put this the action for text and poem. You need to read, right? So read is 读. So for poems, text, it will be 读起来很舒服. 读起来 is the action, and 很 is very, the same as 那么 and 非常. But here you can just use 非常 and 很. Nama is not usually used in this context, okay? 舒服，读起来很舒服. That's for reading. Or what's this is mostly used what is what this term is mostly used for things that you can feel, actually feel, like watching the movie. Just watch is really great, comfortable. And this couch is 舒服. And you can even put it on something you eat, but we just do not use it on eat very much, very often. You can read, you can hear. Music can also be 舒服, okay? It's just something you can feel comfortable, feel pleasant. Then most cases you can use 舒服 to describe. Let's go for next one. 夜间一瞬朝下，在墙上铺的那么均匀，没有重叠起来的，也不留一点空隙。First, 夜间，夜 we all know now it's about the leaf, and 尖 means pointy things. So the point, the sharp point, the small point of the leaf. This character, 尖, means pointy things. You can actually remember it really simple. Here, it was constructed by two characters. At above is small, 小, and bottom is big, 大. Something is big at bottom, small at the end is a pointy object, like a triangle. So just remember this: big, small, pointy. 大, 小, 尖. Okay. 一瞬means all at the same direction. All in the same direction. 顺, you can see here, see 3 angles can be this one, right? 顺 means go with the flow, all the same direction. No these type of situations. Okay. Okay, so this sentence I want to talk about, especially this one, 而一顺而 This is actually just the same as 一顺. 而 is just add a little cute reading sound. Okay. The same as here. 一点儿 is the same as 一点. 而 as just doesn't have any meaning. Just make the term sounds a little more cute. You know, again here 一顺一点一顺儿一点儿. This is also a type of writing. This is also a type of writing habits or speaking habits. In China, people in Beijing speak a lot of R. We call this 儿化音. They add a lot of R in their dialogues, in their conversations. This almost become a type of dialect, add R into their conversations. So this would be no actual meaning, but just for little cute, when you're writing, when you read it, it'll be a little more cute. So this sentence will mean the pointy of the leaves are all at the same direction, pointed down. 朝下. This is also have mainly two different pronunciations. One is 朝. 朝 is direction. Which way are you facing? Okay, 朝. For instance, there's a famous poem end with 面朝大海春暖花开. Facing the great ocean, and the spring is warm and flowers start bloom. Facing the ocean, the spring is warm and the flowers bloom. Here it just means you look at the ocean. Okay, 面朝. "面朝大海." 大 this means direction, face, at which direction. And next is 朝. 朝 means morning. For example, 朝阳. This means the sun. So this, it just means the morning sun. 在墙上, again, on the wall. 铺的, focusing on the 那么均匀. Actually, the same structure as the sentence before, right? 均匀 means even. So on the wall, it's spread so even. There's no one that overlaps. 重叠 means overlaps, folded together. 没有 means no. 起来的重叠起来 means overlapped. Actually, that's the same before. You can see here, you actually didn't write it, right? But we all know, so no need to write this. 也不留一点空隙。空隙 means space. Gap. Though all the leaves are pointing down, spread so evenly on the wall, there's no one that overlaps and no space left. Again, there's one has two different pronunciations. One is 空, one is 空. Okay, here's 空. 空 means empty. Space. Empty space. 空 it just means empty. So when you are describing a space, you use this. When you just describe something that is empty, then you use this. Okay, here there's a space or gap, so use this pronunciation. And here, all the sentences here are mostly descriptive. All the sentence here is to describe, right? The leaves on the wall, no overlap, no space gap, no space, no gap. This all describes something, right? And this is the subject of the whole sentence. So here we don't need to write it anymore. Another character has different pronunciations here. One is 虫, just like here. 虫. One is 重. When it's pronounced 虫, it means two are the same. Like here, 重叠 overlapped. Actually, it's two at the same space, right? And another term is 重复. It mean doing it over again, doing the same thing again. It's just 重复. 重, it means heavy weight. So when you team with this 量, 重量, it just means the weight of something. And you say something is heavy, you just use this, okay? And one city in China is called Chongqing. It's still this pronunciation, this character, okay? So let's see the Let's look at the final sentence of second paragraph. Let's see the last sentence of the second paragraph. 一阵风拂过，一墙的叶子就漾起波纹，好看的很。一阵风 wind 风 means wind, and we use 阵 to count wind. 一阵风 means a blow of wind. 拂过 拂 is a gentle touch. You can almost translate it as caress. Okay, so this is one typical sentence. In China, we often use this character 拂 to describe a gentle breeze. Okay, it's almost like somebody's hand is caressing your cheek. We'll say a gentle breeze caressing your face. Sentence like that, we would say 微风拂面。微 means tiny. 小 is small, right? What's smaller than small is 微. 风 here is wind. 风. Also, about this character, the actual pronunciation is 风, right? And you can hear that Ma accent closer to the southern part of China. We in daily life also mispronounce this character as 风. But of course, this pinyin does not exist. Okay, so the correct pronunciation is 分, but many people in China will mispronounce this as 风, especially when they come from the southern part. 微风拂面, 拂 again, caress, 面 is face. 一阵风拂过. So when we writing wind blows, especially some gentle breeze, not so heavy, then we oftenly use this character 拂. 一阵风拂过. So next time when you write, you want to write some wind just blow through a lake and make it wrinkles, you can use this 一阵风拂过. Here is actually the same as the example I made, but here he used like analogy, use the leaves against the wall, make it like the green sea, and wrinkles like water. Okay. 漾起 is especially for wrinkles on water or something like the water. You can use like weeds, grass, here leaves, something that's still and below, so it wrinkles. Okay, this will be 漾起. The water will be 漾起. 波纹. 漾起 is the action, it starts to wrinkle. 波纹 is the wrinkle. Okay. 好看的很. It's actually the same as 很好看. These two are the same. And I deliberately make the mistake here. I don't know if you can tell. This the was wrong. It should be this the. Do you know why? This is to tell the level of how good looking it is. Very. And in some places it was also this 很 will also be used 景好看的景 but 景 although when it says 好看的景 it means the same as 好看的很 but when it becomes this you cannot use 景好看 this one's wrong but you can use this. This is more like a dialect that we also accept as when we write or speak, but this just does not exist. So this, let's just strengthen this. When you use something, some sentence structure like this one, it can also be written like this. Very good looking, looks really good. And you can make this go behind, but you need to add a the same as it tastes really good. 吃 means eat. 好吃 means taste good. 很 means very. Okay, it tastes very good. So when you rewrite this, you also need to add a the. So that's actually a part of the grammar. We describe something, adjective 好看 or 好吃 is all to describe something. 很 is what we call 程度副词 to determine its level. How good is it? How good is it? Right? So when it like this, when it comes in this order, then you can just follow it directly. But when it transferred into the behind, then you need that at the here. You can try to write your own sentences using this rule, using this grammar rule. That's the second paragraph. And later on, there's the paragraphs are just also descriptive. So I'm going to put this all together and break it down one by one, and not like here one sentence by one sentence. So that's the One, two, three, four, five, six sentence of third paragraph. So let's check out the first. 以前means in the past. We actually have three commonly see. We actually have another term to describe to. We actually have another other terms to use as this meaning. 以前 is the same as 从前, almost the same. Okay. At this circumstance, in this context, they can swap. They can swap and swap and they can swap and didn't change anything. Okay, 以前 is equal to 从前 is equal to 之前. But these three have a little bit difference. This one is more conversation. It's more dialogue. This one is more used in daily conversations. It's not so formal. Okay, as you can use it in texts, but it's just not as formal as these two. It's just casual. 之前 is more casual. 从前 and 以前, these two are actually not much of a difference here. Okay, it just not so casual compared to this one. But in the past, a long time ago, something like that, do not have something that's really formal. Okay, so most of the time you can use all three to the same meaning. Okay, 我只知道 I only know 这种 this type of 植物 plant is called 爬山虎 is called 叫 is called poison ivy. Here in Chinese is called 爬山虎. Remember what does that mean? It means a tiger that's climbing the mountain. So he doesn't know how he can climb. Okay, 不知道可 here is the same as 但 but不知道 don't know 他 actually one of someone in my community asked about this 他他们他他们他们 What's the difference of these three? 们 is for plural. Okay, so many. We normally use this one. What is this? To represent he So male, man. And this one has a radical of woman. This we use as she, okay? Woman. And normally, when you say a group of people, many people are there. There are also male and female, man and woman. We often use this one. Okay, why? Because before all this simplified Chinese, we only have one ta. So like 100 years ago, 150 years ago, this ta never exist. Okay, this ta never exist. We only have this ta. This ta is for man, woman, every person, everyone, every people. Okay, but because in English you have he and she, so after the Western knowledge came in, and we think we need to some of the great writers and educators. They think we also need to differentiate man and woman in our daily writings. So they invented this one. And now this Taman is only for all female groups. You use this. But if it's mixed, then we still use this one for a group of people. Okay? And this one here, it means it. So it is only used for not human situation, not people, like all the animals, uh, insects, and even objects. Okay, you all use this one. So they, we use these two, and so they, right? If it's a mixed group or all male group, it's Taman. If it's all female group, then it's Taman. If it's not human group, then it's Taman. Okay. 能怎么爬 Okay. 怎么能爬 is the same as 能怎么爬 Okay. You put this here, it's the same meaning. It's just the writing habit. Okay, second, 今年 this year 我注意到了 I noticed 原来 so this plant has feet 是有脚的 This is also a fixed structure. Something, somebody, subjective, the subject 是有 something. Okay. This is used to emphasize something has something. 是有 it in some level it emphasizes this discovery, this truth. For example, I have a pen. Normally, you just say, I have a pen. But how you say this, like you want to emphasize that the truth, you emphasize this statement that I got a pen. You see, 我是有一支笔的. Do not forget the. In this structure, you need to add the at the end. This is a fixed structure. 我是有一支笔的. 我有一支笔. The meaning is the same, but this one has more emphasis to it. I got this pen. Okay. So this is a simple subject, verb, object. Okay. 爬山虎的脚长在茎上. Its feet is grown its stem. Okay. This character is just for stem. The stem grows the handle of the leaf. 的地方. We talked about this in previous. 反面伸出. 反面 is the opposite, the backside. 反面 has two different meanings. One is the opposite, and two is the backside. 枝状 like branch. 6, 7. We here in China often use numbers to represent many. Okay. For example, 三 5个 3 5 3 5 is often used to describe some number around 3 to 5 or 6 or 7 at this range, but not specifically 3 or 5. Okay. Here 6 7 also is not exact number, but around this. Okay, 6 7. So when you saw a text that or somebody said go pick one or two, 一两个, make sure you get the idea. Okay, it's around that or specifically one or two. Okay, I made this type of mistake before. When I was little, my mom asked me to grab one or two vegetables, and I just got two. And she had to go out again and get like 5, 7. And this is analogy. 每根细丝像蜗牛的触角. 6、7根细丝 every slim is like snail's twitches, snail's eyes. Okay. Analogy, in China is really easy. You use 像. We call this 名. Analogy in China has mainly two types. Okay. 明 and 暗. 明 is bright, like you know it. You can see it by you can see it. That's what Ming means. Bright, you can see it. So Ming Yu Yu is actually analogy, okay? 暗喻 明喻 so get together, you can see it's using analogy, just like this sentence. It has 像 in it, so it's a 名喻. It's obvious analogy, right? And there are also characters like 似 almost the same meaning, something like another 如 these are all characters that tells you this sentence is using analogy, just like this sentence. So we say this 名誉. So what it means 暗语? 暗 means you cannot see it. It's in the dark. So this means this analogy does not any symbol on it. The analogy does not have characters like, okay, look like, stuff like this. It just says. So do you remember the other here? You can see the other sentence, or the last sentence of the second paragraph. 一墙的叶子就荡起波纹，就一墙的叶子就漾起波纹，好看的很。Here does not say it looks like a green sea and it wrinkles. Okay, it just said wrinkles, but we all know it's using analogy to make it look like a sea or water or something. This is a type of 暗语. Does not say it, does not using these characters to say that, oh, I'm using analogy here. It just use it anyway, but we all know it's analogy, so it's 暗语. So try to write this yourself, and you'll have a different understanding. So 细丝跟新叶子一样，也是嫩红的. These small lines are just like new leaves. It's also here I said in the first few sentences, 嫩红, fresh red. Okay, 跟 something 跟 something 一样. Object 1 and 2 look the same. 一样 means the same. This is a fixed structure. Something 跟 something, and the same 跟 can be replaced as using 和. So 1和 2 一样 means 1 and 2 are the same, look the same. Okay. 这就是爬山虎的脚，这就是 it's a fixed structure. 这就是这 this 就是 is this is something thing. Okay. So the third paragraph here, I just tell you what is the leg, the foot of the ivy. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the fourth paragraph. 爬山虎的脚触着墙的时候 it means this feet touches the wall. When the feet touches the wall. 的时候 something 的时候 do not forget the little line here, okay, when you write it. 的时候 means what here is when it touches the wall, right? So 触墙的时候，触着墙的时候 6 or 7 small filament. The head will become little discs and hold it against the wall. There's not many things to say here. It's just simple description. Also, if you have any questions more, just leave a comment or join the community. Ask me when we are holding meetings, practice sessions. You can ask directly to me. Okay. Next, the 细丝 is filament. 细丝 here will be so all here is the same. All here is the same, okay? 原先是直的 was strict at beginning 原先 now curved 现在弯曲了把爬山虎的嫩茎拉一把把 this is subject 把嫩茎 will be the object 拉一把 means pull, okay? 把 it means active tense. I said this in 把 and 被 this is active, this is passive, so subject 把 means subject take this action, okay? The filament pulled this stem, okay, and make it get close against the wall. 爬山虎就是 okay, emphasize it. 这样 like this 一角一角的 3 的 okay 往上爬 this 的 is close to a verb. This the is adjectives for, and this the is just normal nouns. Okay, that's how you differentiate these 3 the. I have a video about this, like I mentioned before. If you're interested, go watch it. So the ivy is just like this, 1 foot after another, climbing up. If you look at this tiny foot closely look at the tiny foot. 如果你仔细看那些 small 细小的脚，你会想起，你会 you will think of the dragon claws on the picture, on the paintings. So this paragraph is again just to say, to explain how the ivy in the author's understanding climbs up, right? But after all those before, this is all easy descriptions about it. There's nothing fancy about it. That's why I choose this text, because it's nothing fancy about it. On the ground descriptions. So when we started writing descriptive words. Okay, we were given a picture, somebody's doing something, then we say what he or she, what this person is doing. Sweep the floor, clean the dishes, walking, running, playing. That's description. That's description. We are describe what the the guy, the girl in the picture is doing. Okay, the author is describing it. It's very close to what we write at our beginnings. That's why I picked this one. It's easy, nothing fancy about it, just pure describe words. Okay, let's get to the one last paragraph now. 爬山虎的脚，钥匙，钥匙 is hypothetical. Okay, it means this is hypothetical if the feet did not touch the wall, 没触到墙。不几天，不几天 is actually 没几天。May and bu are similar meanings, so these are similar meanings. Many people will use this instead of this, okay? But here it just habits, okay? It just habits. 后来连痕迹也没有了。连 here is another emphasize, okay? 痕迹 means little traces are gone. So if the little feet did not touch the wall, it will just die down a few days, and you cannot even find the trace. 连什么连也没有 just you can't even this even feeling into it. 连 is often to emphasize here it emphasizes gone completely, right? And some sentences like even her like if Jack is missing and even his mother cannot find him, even his girlfriend cannot find him, even his best friend cannot find him. So we can say 连他 here whatever mother, girlfriend, best friend 也找不到 can't find them. 连也 even for what they cannot do what. Okay, this is a fixed structure. 连也 even can't. Okay, here is for you cannot even find the trace. Then 触着墙的 if it touched this wall. Okay, so filament and the little discs will gradually turn gray. So nothing fancy, just words. If you don't know these characters yet, try to learn them. And this sentence is just plain and simple. 不要瞧不起，瞧不起 is equal to 看不起。Okay, it's the same. It means look down to. Okay. 瞧 and 看。瞧 is 看 is look, right? Look down. Look down to. 瞧 is away. It's still look. It still can translate it as look. Some places like to use 瞧 instead of 看. Okay, so it's just another writing habit. You can use it both for the same meaning. 那些 we talked about before. 灰色的角，那些角扒在墙上，相当牢。相当 say is 非常。Means very. Okay. 牢固 means fixed. You cannot move it. Strong. Climb on the wall really strong. But for 牢固, the strong is only for something like constructional, like a framework is strong and you cannot break it. 牢固。钥匙 again hypothetically. 你的手指要 finger 不费一点劲。So if you want to add here, it's all fine, but he did not add it. 不费一点劲，费 means spend. 劲 means strength. If you do not spend a little bit of strength, 休想修 Although it has the meaning of rest, it also has a meaning of not. Okay. So 休想 here is not. Do not think of you can't pull down one of its stem. Okay. And I cannot pronounce this great. So it has not meaning. So this one is equal to it's all don't think. Don't think. Okay. Okay, that's everything about this article. So let's get back to this article. What is its first paragraph said? The first paragraph said he know about this plant, right? This plant is at the school's playground and also at his house, right? So So that's for the first paragraph. The second paragraph and third, fourth, fifth, they all just describe it. Second paragraph, I think it's just to talk about its leaves, right? And third is its foot, and 4 is against foot. Okay, so you can see the structure here is it said this plant in whole and tell you this text is about this plant. And next he wrote different parts. And finally the main focus he want to explain to us. This type of structure is called 总分. In writing, especially you're writing a story, we call it 记叙文. 记叙 means to record something, write something down, and 文 is just means text, articles. So 记叙文 is about writing stories. In writing stories, 总分 is one that we will use as structure. 总 means whole. Fe means separate. Okay. So we say this main idea we talk about the whole idea, the plant at the beginning, and we separately write what's in this structure. And in some cases you write at the beginning you write, oh, this is what happened, and here is the story, and finally you say this story made me learn something, or you made some summary about what happened and what you learned. This is called 总分总. Okay, this is a structure. I believe you have the same in your own language writings, right? And another will be you do not have a whole beginning, but you have a summary at the end. So it will be 分总. Okay. These are 3 types of writing a story or writing a small text for yourself. And okay, that's all for this video, for this class, and hope you learned something. And if you have any more questions, please comment or join my community or just follow me. Okay, and if you like these type of videos, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next. Bye.